There's an overstimulation of consumption in our society. Just think about it. We're surrounded by all these advertisements that are like bombarding you, you know? And I'm just like, let's stop. And they're like, bye, bye, bye. So we've all fallen victim to this just think of the excess junk that we've consumed over the past years. Us as a hive-minded society are just like, yes, give me all this. Give me all this stuff. Think of the technology that we've consumed. And then think about all the stuff that came along. And we're like, oh yeah, we're better than those. And then we just throw away our old things and we discard them like Woody from Toy Story 2.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Like, I'm not wrong. And that's because of the ever-changing landscape of technology and innovations. They keep innovating, and it's cool, it's good, but like, we're all consuming everything. And then the manufacturers are just producing, and we're just giving them money, feeding them money. This practice has become increasingly problematic. Yeah, obvious. And people have expressed their discontent with this. They've expressed their feelings through art, through music. This is the culture of consumerism. Oh, the 20th century. The 20th century. Oh, what a wonderful time. What a wonderful time of the bustling economy. All the innovations, you know? This was the time of the First and Second World War. And that, you know, that provided a lot for the economy, actually, believe it or not. Much more stable than, let's say, the Great Depression. Thanks to the various aids, such as, you know, FDR, Reaganism, you know, all the organizations that came with it. All these families were able to live so much more comfortably. All this stability and this higher income. They had more time to do leisurely activities. And that's where came the consumerism. Not only did they need to spend their money on needs, but wants, which corporations took advantage of. Yeah, corporations were like, oh look at all this stuff that you can buy now. We're gonna take advantage of that. Look at this cat, look at this dog, look at this lawnmower, yeah. Radios, TVs. There was always a new thing, which, yeah, cool. Innovation. Time of amazing inventors. God, there's just an excess of stuff. It doesn't get better either. Just look outside. And, you know, people, of course, noticed all this. They noticed the rapid increase of consumerism. They expressed themselves, you know, man, I hate this. A great example of this would be Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. I love Buggles. That's such a good name. Yeah, I'm sure over the past year you've heard it all over TikTok. Ugh. Another aspect of brain-rotting consumerism that I don't want to get into that. But behind this song is some excellent piece of commentary regarding the topic for today. It dives into the controversies of, you know, the constant innovations that just keep coming and coming, and oh my god, especially those of entertainment. And even in the song title, Video Killed the Radio Star. And it says it right then and there. Video being the rise of TV and televised music videos, and then Radio Star being the artist that got their rise from radio. Now they're being all phased out by TV. Whoa. Now the first details the singer's actually like wonderful and captivating experiences with radio and how they grew up with it. It signifies the importance and prominence of radio during the 1950s. It was actually developed in 1895 by this guy. It's pretty cool. However, it rose to commercial prominence around the 1920s. And that was when the first ever radio broadcasting system emerged. KDKA. And from that point, radios were a staple in American families, and especially with the rise of entertainment in sports and music. So here our singer reminisces.
I heard you on the wireless back in 52, lying awake intently tuning in on you.
This is probably some sort of commentary on how radio enriched his childhood and how it was so important to his experiences with music and all of that. However, he then goes to criticize the modern ideals of creating those songs digitally, like with MIDI or all that, you know? He sings,
Rewritten by machine on new technology.
It's like the MIDI softwares where you can like digitally make music, like on Windows XP or whatever. Alright, and then diving into the chorus, we got, and as I said before, it criticizes the development of TV. However, It also alludes to the differences between radio and TV. See, on the radio, all you gotta do is have a nice voice. That's all you gotta do. Have a good voice, have good instrumentals, good song, but on TV, not on TV, you see, you gotta look good. The appearance matters. And those are the major differences. Not only on TV do you have to sing good, but now you have to look good. And all of a sudden, looks became the forefront of musicians and artists alike. And guess what? Even more so, with the development of fashion, especially in women, and with the increase in demand for women's rights, came rebellion, and that rebellion entailed fashion. It was sort of like a rebellion against social norms and wives in American suburban homes. But yeah, this aspect of American history really shaped how women were viewed and how women were portrayed on TV, how they were seen in the world as a whole. And that's why appearance was so important on TV. It was not only your voice, but your face. Now, the final chorus, in my opinion, is the most impactful. As this line declares, "We can't rewind, we've gone too far," implying that technology that people consume that has overridden previous innovations are so prevalent in society that there's nothing we can do to go back or fix the issue with consumerism. It's inevitable. And now we're jumping forward in time a bit to the 1980s. Trust me, this is a Mandalorian or whatever it's called. You know, I've always wondered, what is this school's fascination with the 80s? Why do they love the 80s so much? Like, why the heck were the 80s so good? Why the heck were the 80s so good? Because of mainly the same reasons why the 1950s seemed so good. Consumerism, but just bigger. Of course, there are a lot of differences, but now there weren't the constant fears of World War II and the Vietnam War in 1970. And here were the days of the glorious 80s. Now, this song is especially interesting because it lies around the premise of women and the glorification of their values around materialism. However, you see, the underlining meaning is making fun of this premise, and as Madonna states in a Rolling Stone interview, "I liked Material Girl because they were ironic and provocative at the same time, but also, unlike me, I'm not a materialistic person." She's just kind of playing on that role of a woman in the age of consumerism.
Some boys kiss me, some boys hug me, I think they're okay. If they don't give me proper credit, I just walk away.
Now, this verse sets up the values of that person that Madonna is trying to portray, and this signifies that the person that she's playing only values men for their money. That material world is obviously a signifier for the 80s and just how much the economy had boosted to allow this level of consumerism. I mean, just look at these dazzling outfits. If we dive into the other verses, they're generally the same. They're saying the same thing, that men are only valuable for their money. This is a play on how she doesn't like boring guys and that boring guys don't pique her interest. However, she strategically uses the word interest to also tie it into money, and that boring guys are equivalent to loans without interest, meaning no money. So, while this song depicts a woman that only values men for their money and materialistic benefits, it's actually a piece of Madonna's commentary and how she's experienced it before in the music industry and how men want her for her money and fame. And clearly, consumerism is a very, very big driving force of that. The force that's everything wrong with society. However, like I said, in human nature, it's inevitable.
Yup, that's about it. See ya.